Every year, NBA teams talk themselves into believing their next 19-year-old lottery picks is gonna change their franchise forever. When will some of these guys get better? Never? For every game-changing number 1 pick like Victor Wembanyama and Anthony Edwards, there are the Anthony Bennett's and Markelle Fultz's of the world. Nothing hurts more than the 2013 draft. First 7 picks already out the league. It took a while for the failing Mo Bamba and Kevin Knox to be unsigned, both somehow still in their mid-20s, Cam Reddish balling in Lithuania, Chris Duarte in the Spanish League, and Killian Hayes, G League. As we inch closer to 2026, only a couple more months till some of the younger guys exit out the association. Starting with Marvin Bagley of the Washington Wizards, how many freaking chances he gonna get? Only terrible, failed prospects or washed up star players get sent to Washington, and this is his second time with the franchise. Now 26 years old, desperately putting up a fight, but not even starting on one of the worst teams all time, putting up numbers of under 8 and 5, 16 minutes of action, all empty stats. The former number 2 pick should be lucky to remain in the league. Each of the last 3 seasons will have made over $75 million in career earnings after 2026, thanks to Detroit giving him 3 years, $37.5 million, bidding against nobody. At the time in 2022, all 29 teams would have elected to either not sign Bagley or give the failed lottery pick the absolute minimum. The only good reason for the 6'10" power forward still in the league, scoring a memorable playoff debut, 17 points, 8 of 8 from the field in a 51-point blowout loss. When playing briefly for Memphis, now in his 8th season, Bagley's been on losing organizations non-stop, an absolute disgusting putrid 91 and 312 record. That's a 30% rate. Never finished above 500 in any years when playing. His biggest issue was always being the guy in high school and college, bullied his competition, drew size, hustle, and sheer athleticism, but couldn't figure out how to play a role in team ball when the offense not running through him. Bagley's style of play, just running around like a free safety, crash the glass and get putbacks, he was never going to live up to his number 2 pick status, regardless of which team took him. But injuries hampered his second year with thumb and foot problems, butt-headed with Sacramento, played just 13 games year 2, always banged up, never played more than 50 contests in a season since his rookie year. Labeled as soft by fans of Sacramento, Detroit, and Washington, having flawed fundamentals, his missed time early on absolutely derailed his growth. Now when he checks in, does the minimum, afraid of making mistakes, sits out for too long due to injuries, which seem minor. Way too one-dimensional, only able to go left, started out in the worst place imaginable in Sacramento. When playing for the Pistons, had to battle minutes with 3 other young bigs. Now considered a vet, his developmental years have run out. Currently dealing with a hip contusion. With more injuries, he'll never get a rhythm going. James Wiseman, just like Bagley, the former number 1 high school prospect dominated his competition due to sheer size and athleticism, but unlike Marvin, Wiseman declared ineligible after 3 games in Memphis due to allegations with coach Penny Hardaway paying his big men and his family to move to Memphis. To many, Wiseman considered the safest prospect, being a 7'1" center who can run the floor and supposedly stretch the floor. While draft mates Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball have proven themselves, nobody remembers a single James Wiseman NBA highlight. Being a victim of the COVID draft, no workouts, nothing to lean on but high school clips, Golden State felt like they had no choice, with Wiseman looking like the perfect big man to help Steph, Clay, and Draymond, but fitted in horribly, didn't have the IQ to play in Steve Kerr's system. First full season, just empty stats of 11 and 6. You thought he ended up only getting better, but became super injury prone, fragile, never available, had a torn meniscus, missed his entire second season when Golden State won the title, sent to the G League, completely fell behind. The biggest developmental disaster of any top 3 pick we've seen in decades. He might have looked athletic as a teenager, but doesn't have the hand-eye coordination, reflexes, body control, and balance, or any basketball skill to make him a starting NBA player. Bad hands, can't catch the ball in traffic, not a good passer, Suffered a devastating Achilles injury last season's opener, his body breaking down before even having the chance to develop more skills. Toronto even waived him. Pacers only got him back after losing Miles Turner. Played one game this season only to get dumped by Matt McClung. An absolute travesty of an NBA career. Out the league at 24, perhaps never signed again. Pacers already given him a second chance, lasted 5 seasons, averages of 9 and 5, still makes rookie mistakes on both ends, turns 25 in March. His biggest problem, durability issues, no longer will be signed for his potential. If Wiseman never plays another contest, he'll even fail to surpass Anthony Bennett in total games played. Talk about a generational bust for the ages. If a team does sign him this season, it'll be his very last chance. Ousmane Dieng, the 22-year-old of the OKC Thunder. There's a reason why the franchise elected to draft Georgetown's Thomas Solber. Dieng, former 11th pick of the 2022 class, limited on a loaded title team, the most forgotten player on the Thunder roster, still doesn't have a real role in the league, doesn't look comfortable on the floor, given the other active center, Brendan Carlson, able to stretch the floor and protect the rim. A much better player in his second season, Dieng continues to show little to no promise of being an NBA level player. Might be the only guy on OKC's roster with a negative value. Sam Presti might have to attach something to trade him out. There's even a chance the Thunder outright release him at any point this season if one of the two-way guys prove worthy of a full contract. Dieng used as just a tall body for a few minutes till the starters check back in. $6.7 million salary, might have to enjoy out his final NBA contract if he's gone by the deadline. There's a 50-50 chance he'll either play in a different uniform in garbage time or just get flat out waived, and we won't hear his name until signed internationally. Ochai Agbaji of the Toronto Raptors, 14th pick in the 2022 class, a not so delightful 3-2, a 4-year product out of Kansas. The type of guy who will ball out 1 out of every 25 games, then completely disappear. His position a little bit redundant with RJ Barrett, Grady Dick, and Emmanuel Quickley, all of whom just way better players. Agbaji already 22 when drafted, now 25, after showing some bright signs in the latter part of last season when traded to Toronto from Utah. They won't get anything valuable by the deadline. From looking like a promising 3-and-D as his ceiling, starting off the season 1-15 from deep, sabotaging his career in the contract year, he shot above 40% in corner threes last season, now the 14th man off the bench, only ahead of 69-year-old Garrett Temple, could be stuck rotting away deep in the sidelines until somebody misses games with injuries. Any chance Agbaji gets above 20 minutes of playing time will need to ball out. Otherwise, the soon-to-be 26-year-old will sign overseas after 2026. Jett Howard, the best thing Orlando did early part of this season, declining his 4-year rookie option worth $7.3 million, truly one of the worst lottery picks of the last decade. Drafted 11th after a year at Michigan, of course he's still not getting minutes, has not improved much. As nothing but just a spot-up outside shooter for his career, connecting on under 40% of his shots when he struggles shooting the ball, which is 90% of times. His defense non-existent. Franchise should have taken Grady Dick and dealt with the meme jokes. The Magic still one of the worst outside shooting teams, despite having a career game November 23rd, dropped 30 against Boston, including 22 in the fourth garbage time in the make or break season. Many already have the idea. Only reason why Jett was selected super high, ownership connections had their business influence highly in the state of Michigan. At this rate, will Howard be a worse NBA player than former disappointing Magic lottery busts like Mario Hezonja and Mo Bamba? Jett, one of those picks where 99.9% of Orlando's fan base knew it was a bad idea from the get-go. Being a forward with limited handles, not strong enough to beat most matchups, has no role, especially when his best skill set's supposed to be offense on a team that needs it in every way imaginable, and he ain't delivering. the NBA might be too much for him. Taylor Hendricks, 9th pick of the 2023 draft, has done nothing for the tanking franchise. Striking out on the Cooper Flag sweepstakes, Danny Ainge made it fully clear 2025-26 team continues to lose heavy. The one-and-done Florida native suffered a fracture right fibula and dislocated ankle last season, played all but 3 games, off to a horrendous start, 4-4 averages, 16 of 44 shooting through 11 games, assigned to the G League. The pace of the league simply moving too fast for young lottery picks who's already missed a bunch of time, already looking slow laterally after his injuries. Utah exercising his 4th-year option keeps him under contract through 26-27, but if he continues to struggle, being out the league will be the only option. Cody Williams, selected 10th in 2024, joins Hendricks in the G League, picked in front Matis Buzelis, finished last season shooting 32% from the field. Also a disgusting start to this season, 2 of 18 from 3, 21 years old. Maybe OKC can bail him out. If Utah rejects his team option, can join older brother Jalen Williams for the Thunder. Cody only got the hype when everybody started to realize how good older brother was, averaging 12 points as a one-and-done with Colorado. One of those guys considered a hidden gem, but doesn't have the skills to be a primary creator, always bites on defense, not a good shooter. In stronger draft classes, his name wouldn't even crack lottery. Utah having too many young wings, team already exercised his 3rd option, might as well be a trade piece. Afterwards, he'll likely get waived. Jordan Hawkins of the New Orleans Pelicans, also under contract till 2027, could be out the league if traded. The former NCAA champ literally forgot how to play basketball. Having a disgusting start to the year on one of the worst teams, doesn't get much playing time, been one of the worst players in the league after his rookie season, needs a change of scenario, get out of New Orleans ASAP, doesn't have the handles, can't finish through contact, now can't even shoot. Coming to the league with one skill set and hasn't been able to knock down shots at a respectable level. That's how players quickly get out the league. Could the fire Willie Green be the biggest detriment, stunning Hawkins' development? He's been as bad as possible. If the defense and efficiency don't improve, he won't see another contract after his rookie deal expires. On defense, Rob Dillingham, also guaranteed for 2027, but his lack of shooting and failing to elevate for Minnesota, who's trying to win now, could become the most hated player in the franchise come 2026. Rushed into huge expectations, might just be traded by the deadline, his production not cutting it.